Sagittarius, the secret spiritual code that unlocks infinite wealth, divine purpose. Have you ever wondered why some people seem to wake up one day and suddenly everything starts flowing in their favor? Doors open, money appears, opportunities align, as if the universe finally leans in and whispers, "Now it's your turn." Sagittarius, listen closely. That moment is not random and it is not luck. It is a vibration. It is a spiritual code of abundance that you were born to activate. A hidden frequency written deep into your soul long before you ever took your first breath. And once you awaken it, wealth does not just arrive in your life, it begins to recognize you, to seek you, to follow you. Not because you chased it with desperation, but because you finally remembered who you are and why you came here. What you are about to hear is not another prediction or superficial horoscope. It is a revelation that speaks to the ancient energy of your sign. The energy of truth, faith, expansion, and higher purpose. When that energy aligns with your mission, money stops being a source of pressure and becomes an instrument in your hands, a tool for freedom, generosity, and spiritual impact. Before we go any deeper, take one slow breath. Feel the air filling your lungs. Feel your heart pulsing with life. Everything you desire already exists in the invisible field around you. But only those who stay until the very last word of this message will understand how to turn potential into manifestation. And as you listen, if your spirit feels seen, remember to support this space, like, share, and subscribe, so this wisdom can keep traveling to every Sagittarius who is finally ready to remember their divine code of wealth. Gate 1, the first code: vision and divine expansion. Sagittarius, your journey toward true wealth has never been about chasing numbers, possessions, or status. It has always been about expansion of consciousness, of purpose, of faith. You are ruled by Jupiter, the planet of abundance, growth, and divine wisdom. This means your prosperity begins not in the material world, but in your mind, in the sacred way you see possibility where others see limits. You were born with a natural ability to dream beyond boundaries, to believe in what cannot yet be seen, and to act as if miracles are normal. This is not naivety. It is spiritual intelligence, the understanding that the universe mirrors the size of your belief. When your vision expands, your reality follows. But for most of your life, the world has tried to make you smaller. You were told to be practical, to choose security over faith, to keep your feet on the ground even when your spirit longed for the stars. You may have been misunderstood, even criticized for your idealism, as if dreaming big were a flaw. Yet, Sagittarius, the truth is that your imagination is sacred technology. You do not dream to escape life. You dream to design it. Every vision you hold in your mind is an architectural drawing written in divine ink. You are the cosmic cartographer, mapping futures that humanity has not yet reached. Your first code of spiritual wealth is vision, the ability to see abundance before it manifests. When others wait for proof, you trust vibration. When others hesitate, you act in faith. And that faith becomes the bridge between the invisible and the visible. But here's the key: vision without grounding becomes fantasy. The universe rewards those who dare to dream but also dare to prepare. It's not enough to see what's possible. You must also create the structure that invites it. Sagittarius, your natural optimism must now evolve into spiritual discipline. Abundance is not random luck. It is alignment. Think about it. Every great change in your life began with a single inspired thought, a glimpse of something greater. Perhaps it was a business idea, a calling, a trip that changed your perspective, or a relationship that expanded your understanding of love. That spark was not coincidence. It was your soul responding to divine invitation. The universe always sends you signs through inspiration first. You don't chase abundance. You translate it into action. This is why your element, fire, is sacred. It turns thought into movement. But fire, when unfocused, burns everything. When refined, it forges gold. You are now being asked to refine your fire, to no longer scatter your energy across dozens of possibilities, but to aim your arrow with precision toward one clear purpose. Jupiter expands whatever you focus on, so if your attention is fragmented, your energy disperses. But when your focus is clear, your abundance becomes magnetic. Every time you direct your energy toward your highest vision, you send a frequency into the cosmos saying, "I am ready." And the universe, hearing that certainty, begins rearranging itself to meet you halfway. Let me tell you a story. There was once a Sagittarian woman named Arya who spent years jumping from idea to idea. Every project lit up her mind like fireworks, yet nothing stayed long enough to become form. One day, exhausted and broke, she sat under a tree and whispered, "God, show me where to aim." The silence that followed was her first real prayer. A week later she had a vision, not a flash of wealth or recognition, but of teaching others how to expand their faith. She began small, recording one video a week. Within a year, her messages reached millions. She didn't chase abundance. She aligned with purpose. Her wealth became the echo of her service. That is your story too, Sagittarius. When you move with divine vision, you stop asking, "When will I be blessed?" and start asking, "How can I become a blessing?" Money, recognition, opportunities, they are byproducts of spiritual alignment. You are Jupiter's student, and Jupiter rewards generosity of spirit. The more light you share, the more abundance circulates through you. Your challenge, however, lies in consistency. Because your nature is restless, you often abandon your vision before it matures. You crave the thrill of beginnings, the spark of the new. But true mastery and true wealth requires devotion. To activate your first code fully, you must anchor your enthusiasm into commitment. Vision without consistency is only fantasy. Discipline is not your enemy. It is your freedom. When you channel your fire into focused creation, miracles follow. You must also learn to protect your energy from doubt. Sagittarius, your optimism is magnetic, but your sensitivity to collective fear can sometimes dim it. The world's noise, the cynicism, the scarcity mindset can infiltrate your thoughts if you forget who you are. You were never meant to think like the crowd. You are the one who remembers that faith is not foolishness. It is foresight. The greatest innovators, healers, and teachers in history shared your Sagittarian spirit. They believed before the world caught up. So begin each morning by reconnecting with your code of vision. Close your eyes, breathe deeply, and ask your higher self, "What am I being asked to expand today?" Write down whatever comes. Don't analyze it. Don't rush it. Just listen. This is your compass, the inner voice that knows the map long before your mind does. Every great manifestation begins with listening, and when you act on that guidance, even in small ways, you awaken Jupiter's favor. Doors begin to open, synchronicities multiply. People appear who speak your language of possibility. It will feel like coincidence, but it is not. It is divine confirmation that your vibration and your purpose are finally aligned. Sagittarius, your first code vision reminds you that wealth is not something you chase. It is something you remember. The moment you stop doubting your dreams, the universe starts funding them. You were not born to survive on limited beliefs. You were born to expand consciousness itself. Your abundance is not just about what you receive. It's about how far your light can travel once you finally allow it to shine. Gate 2, the second code, faith and flow. Sagittarius, if vision is the spark that awakens your abundance, then faith is the wind that keeps that fire alive. Without it, your dreams flicker and fade before they can illuminate your path. You are ruled by Jupiter, the planet that governs expansion, wisdom, and divine optimism. Yet your journey has not been one of blind faith. It has been a pilgrimage through doubt, through waiting, through the ache of believing even when nothing in the physical world gave you a reason to. And that is where your power was forged. You see, the Sagittarius soul was never meant to live by sight alone. Your lessons come through the unseen, through the seasons when you must walk by intuition rather than proof. The universe often tests you not to punish you, but to strengthen your spiritual muscles. It asks, will you still believe in abundance when the evidence disappears? Because it is in those moments of uncertainty that your frequency is rewritten. From desperation to mastery, from fear to flow. Faith for you is not a passive hope. It is an active vibration. It's the art of trusting movement even before direction appears. The universe has always spoken to you in motion, in unexpected encounters, sudden insights, or what others call coincidences. But here's the truth, Sagittarius. Your life has never been random. Every detour, every delay, every closed door was choreography. Each one was designed to refine your ability to listen to divine rhythm instead of human timelines. When you force outcomes, you block flow. When you surrender control, you invite miracles. You must understand, Jupiter cannot expand what you try to control. Expansion requires space, emotional, mental, and spiritual. It requires release. Think of yourself as an archer aiming at the horizon. Once you pull back and release the arrow, you must trust the air to carry it. You cannot chase the arrow mid-flight. You cannot correct its course halfway. Faith begins where control ends. For years you may have tried to manifest through effort alone, working harder, planning more, trying to calculate the divine. But Sagittarius, you were never meant to build your life like an engineer. You were meant to co-create like an artist. The universe does not respond to pressure. It responds to alignment. When your energy feels desperate, you push blessings away. When it feels surrendered, blessings flow toward you. The river of abundance has always been there, waiting for you to step in. There was once a Sagittarian healer named Callan who spent a decade chasing success. Every time he thought he was close, life would collapse again. Partnerships dissolved, money disappeared, plans fell apart. One night, he sat in silence and said aloud, "I don't know what else to do." And the moment he released the struggle, the energy around him shifted. In the following weeks, new doors opened effortlessly. Clients appeared, not because he chased them, but because he radiated peace instead of pressure. Faith had turned into flow. You are being called to live that same truth. To realize that abundance is not a reward for effort. It is a mirror of energy. The more you trust your process, the more life organizes around that trust. The Sagittarian heart is a magnet for synchronicity. Your optimism creates portals. But you must protect that optimism fiercely, for it is your most valuable currency. Negativity, fear, and impatience are thieves of divine timing. They steal your miracles before they can arrive. Faith, Sagittarius, is the frequency that turns delay into preparation. It is what allows you to say, even this, especially this, is happening for me. Because it always is. Your spirit came to master detachment, the ability to love your dreams without suffocating them. The universe cannot deliver what you keep trying to control. Sometimes you must loosen your grip on how, when, and where, so destiny can show you the magic of how it was always meant to be. There is a sacred rhythm to your life, one that moves like the ocean. Tides of expansion, then retreat, then expansion again. You often feel frustrated when things slow down, mistaking stillness for stagnation. But the Sagittarian soul is like a bow that must be pulled back before it can launch forward. Those pauses are divine recalibration, ensuring that when you move again, you do so with power and precision. The universe does not withhold, it times. To activate your second code fully, you must practice faith as vibration, not belief alone. Begin by noticing where your energy feels tight, where you worry, control, or overthink. These are the knots that block flow. Each time you catch yourself forcing an outcome, take a breath and whisper, "I trust the timing of my life." These 5 words are keys that open invisible gates. You will feel your energy soften, your chest expand, your intuition sharpen. That is the body of faith. Relaxed yet alert, patient yet ready. The paradox is that the more you let go, the faster manifestation comes. The more you try to push, the slower it moves. Why? Because force communicates fear, while faith communicates readiness. The universe speaks vibration fluently. It knows the difference. When you align with flow, you move with Jupiter's rhythm, and that rhythm always leads to expansion. Remember, Sagittarius, your element is fire, but not just any fire. It is holy fire. It burns not to destroy, but to illuminate. Faith is what keeps that fire clear and bright. Doubt dims it. Fear chokes it, but trust feeds it. Every time you choose peace over panic, you increase your magnetism. People and opportunities begin to orbit you naturally because your energy feels safe, expansive, and alive. You become what the universe recognizes as home. So tonight, when you close your eyes, place your hand over your heart and say softly, "I release control. I invite flow. I trust my path." Feel your pulse, steady, eternal, divine. That rhythm is proof that the universe already knows what it's doing. Your only task is to stay open, stay faithful, stay aligned. The rest will find you. Sagittarius, the second code, faith and flow, reminds you that you were never meant to chase what's already yours. Your job is to remember it, to relax into it, to become a living invitation for miracles. The river of abundance flows toward you not when you command it, but when you become it. Gate 3, the third code, service and purpose. Sagittarius, you were never meant to live an ordinary life. From the moment your soul chose this constellation, You were destined to be a bridge between knowledge and transformation, between spirit and reality. You carry the fire of truth within you. Not the cold truth that wounds, but the liberating truth that heals. That is why the third code of your spiritual wealth is service and purpose. The divine alignment between what you love, what you give, and what the world receives through you.
Unlike many, your path to prosperity is not paved through competition or accumulation. It unfolds through contribution. You are designed to uplift others simply by living authentically, by teaching through experience, and by inspiring faith where there is fear. You are ruled by Jupiter, the teacher, the philosopher, the great benefactor. This is the energy of expansion through sharing, through generosity of spirit. When you hoard knowledge or play small, your energy stagnates. But when you give, when you speak truth, when you ignite belief in others, the universe multiplies everything you send out. Abundance flows where purpose is alive. Think about your happiest moments, those times when you felt deeply aligned, even if you weren't earning more or achieving external success. It was always when you were expressing your essence freely, guiding someone through a challenge, telling a story that touched a heart, sharing wisdom that made a difference. Those moments were not coincidences, they were your higher self confirming. This is the frequency of purpose. Because for Sagittarius, purpose is not found in doing what is expected, it's found in doing what is meaningful. Yet, this has not always been an easy path. There have been seasons when you poured your light into others and received nothing in return. You gave advice, support, energy, only to be left drained. You may have felt invisible, underappreciated, or even taken for granted. But listen carefully. Those experiences were not punishment. They were initiation. You were learning the sacred difference between service and self-sacrifice. True service flows from fullness, not depletion. It is not giving everything away, it is sharing from overflow. The universe never asked you to save everyone. It asked you to embody truth so completely that others remember their own. That is your real work, not rescuing, but reflecting. The Sagittarian heart wants to help, to fix, to guide. But sometimes in your eagerness to heal others, you forget to protect your own flame. You cannot light the path for others if your fire is burning out. That is why the foundation of all true service is self-honoring. When your needs are met, your generosity becomes sacred. When your boundaries are clear, your giving becomes infinite. There's a story I once heard about a Sagittarius teacher named Juan, who devoted his life to inspiring young minds. For years, he worked tirelessly, staying late, mentoring students, sacrificing his own dreams for theirs. One day, exhausted, he collapsed during class. In that moment of stillness, he realized he had confused devotion with depletion. So he changed. He began taking care of himself first, meditating, traveling, writing again. And something magical happened. His teaching became more powerful, his influence deeper, his energy magnetic.
Why?
Because he was serving from alignment, not exhaustion. Sagittarius, when you serve from joy, you attract joy. When your purpose flows naturally, it sustains itself. You are the philosopher healer of the Zodiac. Your energy restores others not by force, but by presence. People feel safe around your authenticity. They feel seen when you speak, because your wisdom comes from lived truth. And that is your greatest gift. You teach not from theory, but from experience. Every trial you have endured, every heartbreak, every risk you took when others were afraid, those became your credentials in the language of the soul. So, how do you activate the third code? Begin by asking not, what do I want to achieve, but what do I want to awaken in others through me? This question transforms ambition into purpose. Every great Sagittarian shift begins when you stop chasing success and start embodying meaning. You are not here to accumulate. You are here to circulate ideas, inspiration, abundance. The universe flows through you like wind through a flame, and when you share freely, it rewards you tenfold. But let me remind you, service without grounding can turn into martyrdom. Purpose without structure dissolves into chaos. You must remember that devotion does not mean disorder. It means discipline in alignment with love. If you want your purpose to generate wealth, you must treat it like sacred work. Give it time, attention, and order. Wealth loves clarity. The clearer your intention, the stronger your magnetism. Each day, dedicate a few moments to connect with your purpose. Ask yourself, what can I give today that flows from authenticity, not obligation? It could be a kind word, a creative idea, an act of courage. You will notice how quickly your energy begins to shift. Suddenly, inspiration feels effortless. Opportunities begin to appear, not through hustle, but through resonance. The universe always supports those who serve its higher plan. And here lies your Sagittarian paradox. When you stop working for money and start working for meaning, money begins to work for you. When you align your purpose with joy, abundance becomes your shadow. It follows wherever you go. This is not poetic exaggeration. It is energetic law. Jupiter, your ruling planet, expands whatever aligns with faith and generosity. If you act from scarcity, it multiplies scarcity. If you act from overflow, it multiplies miracles. So, Sagittarius, the third code, service and purpose, is not about what you do, but why you do it. When your why is pure, every act becomes powerful. You are not here to be admired. You are here to awaken. The world doesn't need another performer of light. It needs a carrier of it. Let your life become that sermon. Let your words become bridges. Let your purpose become proof that abundance and service are not opposites, but reflections of the same divine current. And as you walk this path, remember, every time you help someone else rise, you rise too. Every time you give in truth, you receive in grace. Every time you live with purpose, you step closer to the divine plan written in your stars. This is the Sagittarian promise, that your fire was never meant to burn alone, but to light the way for countless others. Gate 4, the fourth code, devotion and divine timing. Sagittarius, every soul comes to Earth carrying a contract, a divine timeline that unfolds according to faith, not force. And for you, that contract is written in the language of devotion. The fourth code of your spiritual wealth lies not in how much you can do, achieve, or create, but in how deeply you can trust the sacred rhythm that governs your life. You are Jupiter's child, guided by expansion, but even expansion follows divine law. The archer who knows when to pull back the bow also knows when to release. Timing is everything, and your timing is sacred. You have always felt that destiny moves through you like wind through fire. You sense opportunities before they arrive, you feel shifts before they happen, and your intuition often whispers truths that logic can't explain. Yet, your greatest challenge has been patience. You are a visionary. Your spirit runs faster than reality can keep up. You see the peak of the mountain while others are still lacing their boots. But the universe, in its wisdom, slows you down not to frustrate you, but to align you. Divine timing is not delay, it is design.
When you act from impatience, you drain the current that was meant to carry you. When you rest in devotion, you move with divine precision. Devotion, Sagittarius, is not about religious ritual. It is about consistent reverence for what you love. It is the understanding that your work, your words, your relationships, and even your waiting can be acts of worship when done with intention. You, among all signs, must remember this. How you do something matters just as much as what you do. When your heart is pure, every action becomes prayer. There will be times when you question if your effort means anything. Moments when the seeds you planted seem buried too deep to bloom. But the truth is, they are not buried. They are becoming. The universe is not ignoring you. It is germinating your desires beneath the surface of visibility. Trust that. Every Sagittarian blessing arrives in divine sequence. Never too soon, never too late. Even the detours are deliberate. They lead you toward maturity, patience, and precision of spirit. Devotion is the bridge between purpose and manifestation. It turns your vision into vibration, your faith into form. But to walk this bridge, you must learn to honor consistency over intensity. You have bursts of incredible fire, moments of inspiration so luminous that the world feels electric. But sustainability is your next evolution. The archer who fires arrows endlessly without rest eventually weakens his aim. The Sagittarian who burns without devotion burns out. The universe asks you to build your future not in flames of excitement, but in steady embers of faith. Think of devotion as the quiet rhythm beneath the noise of ambition. It is what keeps your energy steady when results fluctuate. It is what reminds you that even when nothing seems to be working, something sacred is always unfolding behind the scenes. This is the energy that transforms good fortune into lasting prosperity. Because wealth without devotion is empty, it comes and goes. But wealth built on devotion becomes legacy. There was once a Sagittarian artist named Leandro, who painted for 10 years without recognition. He often wondered if his devotion was foolish. But he kept painting, kept refining, kept honoring the fire that lived inside him. One day, a single piece of his work was discovered by a collector, and within months, his art reached galleries around the world. When asked how it happened, he said, "It didn't happen overnight. It happened quietly for 10 years, and then all at once." That is how divine timing works. It tests your faith through waiting, and rewards it through acceleration. Sagittarius, your impatience is the shadow side of your genius. You dream in lightning, but manifestation moves like sunrise. If the universe gave you everything at once, you would burn through it before learning how to hold it. So, it trains you gently through time. Each pause, each not yet, is a sacred rehearsal for the abundance you are meant to sustain. You are not being delayed, you are being developed. The timing of your blessings is calibrated to your capacity, and this is where devotion transforms everything. When you show up daily for your purpose, even when no one is watching, you signal to the universe that you are ready. When you stay loyal to your calling, even when results are slow, you amplify your magnetism. The Sagittarian soul is like a beacon. It cannot be ignored when it glows with consistency. Devotion is what makes your energy undeniable. The more you honor your craft, your growth, your inner peace, the more the world conspires to meet your vibration. But devotion also means surrender. There comes a point in every Sagittarian journey when you must stop asking when and start trusting why. Why the detours, the pauses, the heartbreaks? Because they are refining your discernment. Jupiter gives abundance easily, but only to those who have learned the wisdom to hold it. Without spiritual maturity, wealth becomes noise. With it, wealth becomes purpose in motion. So each morning, instead of asking, "When will it happen?" ask, "How can I serve today with devotion?" Your answer might be to write, to teach, to rest, to forgive. Whatever it is, do it fully. The universe does not count your achievements, it measures your alignment. Each act done in devotion expands your aura, attracting opportunities that resonate with your truth. And when you finally arrive at that divine moment, when timing, faith, and action merge into one, you will understand why nothing worked before. The doors that once stayed closed will swing open with effortless grace. You will not have to chase, you will simply walk through. The blessings waiting for you are not fragile. They are calibrated to your readiness. Sagittarius, the fourth code reminds you that the universe is never late for those who walk with devotion. Your fire will always burn, but your mastery is learning when to tend it gently, when to trust silence as much as motion. When you live this way, time becomes your ally, not your enemy. You no longer fear the unknown, because you know every delay is divine choreography. So breathe. You are exactly where you are meant to be. The alignment you seek is not somewhere ahead of you. It is within you, awakening with every breath of faith. You are not running out of time. Time is running toward you, carrying the harvest your patience has earned. Trust your rhythm, honor your devotion, and remember, what is yours cannot miss you. It can only meet you when you are ready. Conclusion: the homecoming of the spirit. Sagittarius, take a slow breath. Feel the warmth in your chest, the quiet rhythm beneath your ribs. That is your spirit, steady and ancient, reminding you that you were never lost. You were simply being led back home. Through vision, faith, service, and devotion, you have walked the full circle of your awakening. You have learned that abundance was never a destination. It was always a reflection of your alignment. What you once chased through effort now flows through ease. What you once doubted now feels inevitable. This is the homecoming of your spirit, the moment when your fire stops burning for proof and begins to burn for purpose. You are no longer a wanderer searching for meaning. You are a sage who carries meaning wherever you go. Every challenge you have survived has refined you into a vessel of wisdom. Every pause has strengthened your patience. Every risk you've taken in faith has expanded your field of miracles. And now you understand what the universe was teaching all along. That you are not separate from abundance. You are its expression. When you walk in truth, wealth follows as recognition. When you serve with love, blessings echo endlessly. When you live with devotion, divine timing reveals itself in your favor again and again. Sagittarius, you are no longer waiting for permission to shine. You are remembering that your light has always been enough. So speak this affirmation softly. I walk in alignment. I trust my path. I honor my fire. I am ready for my divine expansion. Let it echo through your being until you feel it settle into certainty. And when you are done listening, take one final breath of gratitude for the journey, the lessons, and the return. If this message touched something sacred in you, share it, comment your affirmation below, and subscribe so this circle of awakened Sagittarian souls can continue to grow. For your journey doesn't end here, beloved traveler. It is only beginning brighter, freer, and more aligned than ever.